All right, guys, it's time once more. We just a few minutes ago talked about Mind's Eye and how apparently Rockstar was behind the sabotaging of that game, allegedly, hypothetically, which is of course insane. But that got my gears turning. I wanna look at some GTA 6 stuff. It's time. It's been a week or two. It's time we look at a little something. Now, there's a YouTuber that's done a lot of coverage of GTA 6. We've looked at, I think one of his videos before has done a lot of really, really good stuff and analyses of trailers and different things. But today I wanted to look at specifically a deep dive that he did on some of the individual screenshots and pictures that Rockstar has shared, because this is something that actually not a lot of people know about, which is very, very interesting. People have seen the trailers, of course, but Rockstar also shared a huge suite of screen caps through their website. And a lot of these have not actually broken out into the gaming mainstream, because mostly people watch the trailer and that's where they leave it. But there's a lot more footage and info if you go into these screenshots and start digging into them, because a lot of these screenshots and snippets on their website were not presented in the trailer. So there's a lot of unique information in there that is potentially valuable for figuring out what the game is, how it works, the secondary cast of characters, all of this stuff. So I figured let's check it out. So this YouTuber, again, is named Jetro, does fantastic work. I've not watched this yet, but it was highly recommended. So let's see what he found. 50 hidden details in GTA 6 screenshots.
We've already went over the trailer, so this time we're diving into some of the hidden details in the screenshots and info that Rockstar released on their website as well. So without further ado, let's begin.
Bring it on.
We'll start off with Jason's screenshots and work our way down the page that way. And to be honest, there wasn't much going on for Jason. Now, obviously, a lot of people have already touched on the...
I love that shirt. I kind of want that shirt.
John the Tank donated $20 through Super Chat. Hey Luke, I feel like there's two sides to the excitement for Lego Batman. One side is the Lego game fans, and the other side is interested in the case study of Warner Brothers' Rocksteady failure with GK and SS.
No, I think that's a good point. There's a lot of disenfranchised Arkham fans out there who have had to wait at this point over a decade for another game in that same format, basically. And they certainly did not get it with Suicide Squad. They didn't really get it with Gotham Knights either. And so they've just been waiting. And what's so bizarre is that it's coming in the form of a Lego game. Which is crazy. But no, I think you're probably right that is a big part. It's a big component of it, is people that like Lego games and think that those look good, but also the added layer that there's a lot of Gotham fans or Arkham fans rather that have been left in the cold for a decade. You know, and that's kind of where I'm at, is that do I love Lego games? I don't like a lot of recent Lego games. They're too collectathon-y. Like the Skywalker Saga was cool and fun and whatever, but like they were too busy work filled. But this Batman, like Lego Batman game, looks freaking fantastic. I am so in for it. So yeah, I think you raised a good point. I think that's absolutely the case. Here we are. The first screenshot, fishing, again, implies there's like full-on fishing mechanics. One thing we do know is that Rockstar has been fairly straightforward in that they have brought over the wildlife mechanics and the hunting mechanics that they built for Red Dead 2. So all of the animal simulation, all of the hunting, fishing, and stuff like that, I expect to be in GTA 6 as well.
Fishing that we saw in one of his screenshots, but in some of the other screenshots we saw a few other activities as well. We have pool, fishing, kayaking, mini putt, basketball, tennis, and
I'm guessing mini putt is the technical term. I always called it mini golf. I freaking love mini golf, dude.
Pool, fishing, kayaking, mini putt.
It feels weird to call it mini putt though. I'm gonna be real. I'm so here for it though, dude. If we ever do a meet and greet, you better believe I'm doing it at a mini golf place. I think that'd be so fun. It's like, yeah, we're all gonna play mini golf. My wife freaking hates mini golf, which is hilarious to me. How do you hate mini golf? It's like hating cotton candy. Like, how do you hate that? It's the best thing ever. But she hates it. She hates it. She cannot stand it. It's a cruel trick of fate that I marry someone who hates mini putt, as he says it. But yeah, she cannot stand it.
basketball, tennis, and scuba diving.
Hell yeah.
There is also a possibility of metal detecting as an activity as well, as seen in this screenshot, but to be honest, I'm not too sure how that would work, so I'm not going to speculate on it.
I also think that if the metal detecting was a mechanic, we would have found out by now, with especially the leaks from 2022. I think we would have seen slivers of it. I've heard nothing about it. I'm guessing it's just an object that some NPCs can spawn with and they can walk with. I doubt you'll be able to pick it up. Maybe it's like tied to a main story mission and that's how they put it in the game, where somebody drops something and then you go and find it in the sand. Maybe that's how they do it. I don't know. Mini golf is better than golf. I'm better at mini golf. To tell you that right now. I like golf. I like golf a lot. But yeah, that is also one of those games where you realize how good the best players are, and it's not even funny, dude. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how good like Rory is. Like, dude, they change the angle within like a degree of how they angle the club for certain hits based on how wet the turf is that they're hitting on and how wet the turf is where it's landing. Like, it's ridiculous. It's insane.
Lucia's screenshots didn't show us too much either, but there was one thing I noticed that seemed very important. Lucia is wearing her necklace in every single screenshot they posted of her. All of them, except for one, where she...
Dude, how have I never noticed that necklace before? It's like a little boxing glove, which they have screenshots of her boxing and fighting, but I've never noticed that necklace before. How did I not notice that? It's like a very unique, very weird necklace to have a boxing glove in gold.
In every single screenshot they posted of her. All of them except for one, where she is clearly terrified while running away from the cops. The only conclusion I have is that perhaps this is the instance where she is taken to prison. My main reason for thinking this is because she also isn't wearing her necklace when she is released from prison in trailer 2, despite them giving her belongings back. Rockstar made a point to clearly show her necklace being worn all the time, even when fighting, but the one time that she is clearly in a dire situation, she doesn't have it on. But also, one side note that I wanted to bring up from something I mentioned in my last video was that on Lucia's motorcycle, there is a Gloriana license plate, which I said was Georgia. And this only makes sense because of Mount Calaga. Now, for those who aren't aware, Georgia is the closest state to Florida that has a mountain range, as Florida doesn't really have any of their own. So, Georgia being added as a small-scale state is the most likely scenario if they wanted to add a mountain range. Now we're moving on to...
I'm guessing that they're just going to kind of squish Georgia down onto the top of the map. The current mapping project guesses that there's no panhandle, so that they're not going to have that. So I'm guessing that they're going to have mountainous areas from up north, and they probably will have an arbitrary state line to justify that. But yeah, they'll do whatever they want. I mean, it's fictional and they can tweak it however they need to.
The Vice City shots, and there were a few notable things that caught my attention here. First and foremost is this picture, because there is a lot going on. For one, we already mentioned basketball and tennis, which you can see off to the left. Two is this scene.
Is that...
We already mentioned basketball and tennis.
It looks like the same guy. I forget his name. The same guy from it looks like him. Doesn't it? Or am I being judgmental that I think an overweight white dude in Florida looks like every other overweight white dude in Florida? That looks like it could be Cal, it could be Jason, and maybe Lucia. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Which you can see off to the left.
Queso.
Two is this scene down at the bottom with this NPC getting arrested. There is another screenshot that depicts an arrest up close, as well as one we passed by in the trailer. So undoubtedly this means that NPCs will most likely cause crime just as much as we do in this game. But a very interesting part of this screenshot is right here.
Well, and that begs the question, like, if NPCs can commit crimes, can you bail them out? Like, go and fight the police officers to let that guy get away? Does that have any sort of impact? Is it like in Red Dead 2 when you release prisoners and stuff in transport? You know, how does that work? I'm not sure.
After trailer 2, Rockstar released a statement saying that the trailer was captured completely with in-game footage. And I think we can see that best in action here.
Yeah.
Notice how the ray tracing on the water gets slowly less reflective the further away it is from the player. If this wasn't in-game footage, Rockstar could have easily rendered this in a way to make the entire amount of water reflective. But as a way to accurately reflect the game, they decided to leave it exactly how you will probably see it once we're playing the game. Also, in this shot, we see that Vice City Beach Police are promoting their social media. I said in my deep dive video on the iFruit app that I think social media will play a massive role in this game given how widespread it is in 2025. Judging from the fact that even the police are advertising this on their cars, I'm assuming that's a pretty accurate prediction. And I'm
guessing there's going to be like another phone system. I think it's going to have its own social media. There's rumors that they had crypto at one point in development as a mechanic and system in the game. Recent rumors have suggested maybe that was removed and it's not going to be present, or at least a focus in the game, which might be the right bet. Like, you got to remember, they've been working on this game so long. Like, this game started development and was really in full development before even like the NFT craze, you know? So even in the middle of development, they would have run into like the NFT craze, and they could have put NFT stuff in here, but already that would feel out of date. You know, already if they have NFT stuff in here, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember NFTs. That's got to be the most difficult thing. Okay, maybe not the most. A very difficult thing building a game like GTA 6, which is so massive and is meant to be like a commentary on especially American culture and pop culture, because things move so fast. It moves so fast. It's insane.
Quickly, I also want to bring up Pearl. Now, Pearl is a location in Vice City that seems somewhat of a main location, since for one, Pearl can be seen written on the pillars underneath this bridge, and Pearl is also tattooed on this dude from another screenshot. This may have something to do with the Haitian gangs that we saw from the leaks, but I'm entirely speculating on that. Honestly, there wasn't too much extra I could find in Booby's screenshots either, but there was one thing
The character's name is Booby, just in case you're wondering what he's talking about when he says Booby's screenshots. It's because it's that's the character. Did they have him listed here? They might. Booby is a local Vice City legend and acts like one of the few to transform his time in the streets into a legitimate empire spanning real estate, strip club, and a recording studio. Booby's all smiles until it's time to talk business. Isn't that true of all boobies though? All smiles. All smiles.
I thought was pretty cool, and that's the switch on his Glock. Back in GTA 5, we had things like the AP pistol, which were full auto, but now it seems like, at least with this gun, we could be able to switch between full auto and semi-automatic. And if we can do that for one gun, it would make sense that we could probably do it on a lot of the ARs as well. Now we get to where Jason calls home, the keys. First, I just really want to appreciate how insanely massive this map is going to be. I mean, as far as the eye can see, you can find hydro towers that are barely in render distance. But now, the key things that I want to bring...
Yeah, to be clear, like, so this, of course, is the main city, but it's expected that that's the radio tower that's seen elsewhere. So the prison is way off over there. It's expected that there's hilly mountains and stuff just off to the left of this. And, I mean, it's going to be... It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Watch the clip we did on the mapping project, the GTA 6 mapping project, and you'll be blown away at just what they've estimated in terms of overall map size. Like, it's huge.
This map is going to be. I mean, as far as the eye can see, you
Too
can
much
find
water.
hydro towers that
Too much cheese.
are barely in render distance. But now, the key things that I want to bring up here are, first, notice how many different boats are in this picture. It looks like these two yachts are the exact same, but beyond that, there are 10 different types of boats in this one picture, alluding to just how many different vehicles are going to be in this game.
If you've ever been to Florida, yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy the variety that you'll see in the harbors and in the bays. We went deep sea fishing when we were in Tampa. And we were in Tampa Bay, and what was wild was we got on the boat in like the eastern side of the bay, and we had to drive kind of clockwise around the bay to get out into the ocean to go deep sea fishing. And that took us like 45 minutes just to drive the boat at like max speed to get to the bridge that connected the two. Like, it was crazy how massive it was. And every step of the way, there's somebody's house with its own boat or boats. And it's just crazy. They put a lot into it. I mean, to make it feel like Florida, you got to put a lot into it.
Also, one small note, and this is purely speculative right now, but one of these boats has a decal for Whirlpool Insurance, which could be hinting at the name for the new Mars Mutual from GTA 5. Now, we also have this lady carrying some food from a fast food place called Marbles. In the leaks, we learned that food and drinks were separate items from health and trauma kits, so it could be that unlike GTA 5, they have separate uses. Sort of like how GTA RP has both a food and drink meter as well as a standard health bar. Now moving on to Dre. Which
could be cool. I will also say that this is like the most Florida screenshot probably of them all. The lady with a tied up shirt who's in a mobility scooter because she doesn't want to walk, driving it to get fast food, and then driving it down a busy city street. It's very Florida. And I like Florida. And I'm just being real. It's very accurate.
Once again, not much stood out in his screenshots. We know he works with Booby a lot, and he has his own record label where he signed the Real Dimes, and he loves the Vice City Manatees. But beyond that, not much else stands out in his screenshots. The Wetlands, however, have a fair amount to dive into. For instance, with this shot, there is a whole bunch to unpack.
Bro, they have a trailer full of alligators. And are those beavers? What are those? What are those?
With the obvious.
Call me asparagus. What are those?
Of course, these otter-looking things. But in all realness,
what
I find most intriguing about this picture.
I don't think those are otters. Beavers? They look like beavers to me. They look like beavers, but do beavers live in the swamps? I didn't think they lived in the swamps. A capybara? Okay, that would make sense. Okay.
Is the fact that this truck is actually getting away from the cops in a swampy marsh. In GTA 5, it didn't matter what car you were in, really. If you started driving in water, your car was...
Dude, just take a moment and look at this. Like, GTA 5 is a game from 2013, and it's received updates, next-gen updates and stuff, so it's received some overhauls. But, like, just take a minute to appreciate the graphical leap. It's not even a leap. It's like a graphical flight. Like, they're just on another planet.
Basically useless. However, now it seems that off-road cars will actually do what they are meant to, which is drive off-road. In some of the other shots, we got another look at some new weaponry in GTA 6, which is the double-barrel shotgun, as well as a wide selection of rifles in the game, most likely because of how prevalent hunting seems to be. We can also see a water tower that says Watson Bay, giving name to the wetlands. Oh, and also, her tattoo says masturbator. I mean, how could I not bring that up? Once again, just like...
Somebody was like, why watch these detail videos? That's why. You didn't know that before, did you? That one of the NPCs has a tattoo on her chest that says masturbator? You didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's why we watch these. To learn. And to grow together.
We don't really know a whole bunch about the Real Dimes, and their shots didn't give us much either. So instead, let's take a better look at Port Gellhorn, a named location that we've known about since the 2022 leaks. Port Gellhorn to me looks a lot like what Sandy Shores might look like in GTA 6. You got impromptu hangouts, lots of drug dealing and producing, rundown places with little infrastructure. It's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this area. In one of the shots in particular, we can actually see a person getting kicked out of the strip club, probably on some funny business, but what caught my eye even more is the Imponte Phoenix making a return from GTA 5. And actually, speaking of vehicles, we can see a regular truck with a huge lift kit that implies even more insane vehicle customization like we saw in trailer 1 and 2. Moving on from there is where we get introduced to Raul. And although we don't think we saw any of him in the trailer, we do know that he was there for some parts. For example, in the short gif of his, we can clearly see that Raul is wearing the same mask that Lucia and Jason were wearing during the SNB bank heist, meaning he was definitely there despite us not seeing what his role was during it. A few small details I noticed as well was the red dot sight on his pistol, and as well as this. On his pistol, it says CAPD. Now this could either mean two things. One is that CAPD is the abbreviation of capped, and that's the brand name of the gun in the game, or CAPD as in something something police department. Now I think it's fair to say that based off everything we know about him, he isn't with the police in any way, but there was a theory from trailer 2 that says that the main cop we see was Raul. But that is probably something we won't figure out till later.
I will mention, I did see this comment pinned. It might also say capo, which means boss in Italian and Spanish. It could be some kind of customization Raul did to his pistol. So it could also be that.
Also, a lot of people have already brought this up already, so I won't touch on it too long. But the dash on the car looks to have a ton of different uses. Music, navigation, calling, and some other apps we can't quite make out. We do know from the leaks that Rockstar has made a system where you can play without a minimap, and I do think that these cars will play some sort of factor to that. Now let's look at Ambrosia.
That's kind of cool. Instead of a minimap, if you're playing in like first person while driving, it actually pulls up on the dash or like on the center console computer. It shows the navigation. That's cool.
Once again, this picture puts into perspective the map size, just from the other side than we looked at before. Because if you zoom in far enough, you can actually see just how far away the city is from here. Now, on this biker, we can see that he's wearing a hat that says Liberty City Cycles. And now this is intriguing because it's not even close to the only time that Liberty City has been mentioned. We obviously learned that Lucia was originally from Liberty City, as well as a Liberty City license plate that has also been found. So this now makes a few times that Liberty City has been mentioned in the lead up to the game. However, even with that, I am not gonna speculate on if there's bigger meaning behind this, because I doubt it will ever be possible to go there. But I'm also not completely ruling it out either. But now, one of the coolest things that I found that I have not seen a lot of people bring up yet, if you look at the bottom of this picture, you can clearly see a third pedal, which makes this very clearly a manual car. Whether or not Rockstar actually adds a mechanic that would make some cars manuals, we don't know, but GTA RP did have a similar system in some of their servers, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. It would also be a very easy way for Rockstar to make the driving harder for people who complained about GTA 5's being too easy. Here we can also see a better view of what those dash controls.
I'm guessing it's probably just visual, and like Jason will shift gears. I'm guessing it's not a gameplay mechanic. If it is, cool, but I'm guessing it's probably just visual. That'd be my guess. Yeah, like a shift animation. Yeah, it's like, because there's been plenty of other games where it's like, you know, a manual car, but like the OG Mafia games, like you're driving a manual transmission, of course, but they're not making you go and like press this for the clutch and then press this to move this and then use the right stick to do that. Like it just does it for you. Yeah, it would make shooting very difficult. I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't be in every vehicle. So maybe it's like just collector's vehicles or something that would work. But yeah, I'd be very surprised if it's like a full-on system. Maybe a setting. Oh, that could be interesting. Like a difficulty spike, or you can toggle the higher difficulty for driving. That could be cool.
On the car look like as well. This dash looks almost exactly like the one that we saw in Raul's car, and that will probably be standard throughout all vehicles, but that would also mean that it's more likely to have an actual function in every car. Okay, so Brian we already know a ton about from the trailer, so I won't spend too much time on him, except for this shot. In my trailer 2 video, I talked about how Jason and Brian must have a bigger connection than just business partners, given that Jason says,
"See you, Brian. Love you, Jason."
And that is reinforced with this picture. Not only is he close with Brian, but Jason also seems to be close with his third wife Lori as well. What their relationship is to each other probably won't get revealed until the game actually comes out though. And finally, we end off with one of the most beautiful looking places on the entire map, Mount Calaga. I said earlier that I believe Mount Calaga to be the mountain ranges of Georgia, and these photos seem to back that. We obviously have kayaking, which I mentioned earlier. We can see a squirrel, which is new to the GTA
Squirrels
world.
confirmed.
And overall, Mount Calaga seems like it'll be the most terrifying place in the game for Dark Viper AU.
There aren't cougars in missions!
Now, thank you guys so much for watching.
That's funny. Yeah, it's amazing to me that now, like, even what, a year and a half, 2 years after the initial trailer, you can still see screenshots that show you new things you didn't know about before. Like, there's just so much. It's really mind-boggling. But you know, they've been working at it hard. It's been a process. It's been a process, but they're in the home stretch, allegedly. It's wild to think that when all is said and done, I mean, they probably will have spent like a year and a half plus polishing. Like, it's absolutely crazy, but that's just what it takes to polish a game like that. And it's wild, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. A lot of work. I can only imagine. I can only fathom. So yeah, very, very interesting. Very interesting. There you go. Before the next delay, dude, if they delay it again, I would be really surprised, but never say never. Never say never. PC, please. It's expected PC probably comes, like, realistically, it's like 12 to 18 months after the main console launch. So I would not expect PC until, what would that be? Spring of 2028. Big sad indeed. Yeah, I would not get my hopes up for PC anytime soon. You will very likely, rumor said February. Yeah, there's a person that said February. There's also people that said it was going to launch 2 years ago. So I will believe it when I see it. But there's other rumors and leaks suggesting that it's more in line with their traditional timelines, which would put it like early 2028. I think the basic thing is that nobody knows precisely. At least that's allowed to say anything. So anybody who says they know for sure when it's coming is just guessing, you know, providing a best guess. I think my best guess is that they'll do what they did with Red Dead and with GTA 5. But, you know, hopefully they end up surprising us. If they bring it like a month later, dude, I'll be giddy. There was rumors and discussions that they were potentially even testing at some point a Switch 2 version of the game as well. Whether that ends up actually happening or not, of course, remains to be seen. I'm guessing probably not, certainly not at launch. Otherwise, I think they would have already disclosed that. But, you know, they're experimenting with it. If they can get it out earlier, that's sweet. But you also have to remember that for Rockstar, they really like the idea of the double dip. And let's be totally honest with ourselves. If you have a PS5 and a PC, GTA 6 launches, you're probably buying it. Rockstar and like Take-Two Interactive, they know if they bring it to PC a year later, you're probably going to buy it again. Because why wouldn't you? You're probably going to, because you want to see what that 4K 60 looks like. You want to see what it's like running at 60 frames, because it probably doesn't do that on console. And so I think that double dipping element is certainly a piece of the puzzle that's like awkward to mention because nobody wants to admit it. But I think that's a big piece of it. And honestly, they deserve the money. I mean, that's a very valid point, assuming the game is good, of course. But yeah, if they provide a PC port that is really, really good and that allows me to enjoy the game in a whole new light, and I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to pay another $70 to get another copy just to re-experience it at higher fidelity. Like, that's part of the equation. For some people, they'll say, no, I played it, I'm good, I don't need it on PC, and that's totally fine. But I think they know that many millions of people will buy it again. They will buy it, and they'll get to double dip, and that's a piece of it. If you launch it too close to the console version and you let people know that it's really close to the console version, you'll have people sitting on the sidelines. Like if I found out, and I'm just like a regular everyday dude, and I found out that I could play it on PC, but I have to wait a month, let's say, or 2 months. after the console launch. But if I wait for the PC port, I can play it at 60 frames. I'll probably wait. Like, I'll probably just wait for the PC. But if I'm thinking in my head, I have to wait a year and a half, I might just go get it. You know? You're not a regular everyday dude? Well, I mean, in the context, like, I will need to play it at launch because of what I do for work, like for my job. You know, like, I'll need to play it. But but there's a lot of people out there who don't do this for their job and can wait, you know, a few months and it's no big deal. For me, like, if I don't play GTA 6, what am I going to do on stream when people are asking about it? You know, it's going to be a whole thing. Game Sense, thank you for the 5. Do you think GTA 6's map will be bigger than Crimson Desert? So Crimson Desert's was considered to be larger than Red Dead 2's map and twice the size of Skyrim's overworld map. Let's see. I think this is the comparison that the mappers made. This is their current estimated map for GTA 6 versus Red Dead 2. This is Red Dead. This is GTA 6. Based on the current mapping project. All of this is subject to change up here, but all the rest of this, they are pretty confident is what it looks like. Crimson Desert was just a tad bigger than Red Dead 2's map. So yeah, GTA 6 is going to be bigger than Crimson Desert's map, almost without a doubt. I mean, it's not even, I don't think it's in the same ballpark. He took my thing. Red flag.